Hi everybody, I'm your host Camille Arcese, so excited to welcome you to another season of Harlequin Books and Cooks. Her third book in the Garnet Run series, The Lights on Knockbridge Lane, is available now, and I'm not surprised to tell you that it's already received a starred review from Publishers Weekly. I am so excited to cook with her today. Please join me in welcoming Roan Parrish. Hi, Roan.
Hello, thanks for having me.
So, Roan, I hear that you're no novice. You actually like to prepare really elaborate meals at home. Is that true?
It's true. I love to cook. I love to try recipes I've never tried before, and the more elaborate, the better, if I have the time.
I love it. I love it. Well, I know you're used to doing the fancy stuff. We're going kind of homey, comfort, recipe essentials today with this ultimate baked mac and cheese. Do you have everything you need?
Sounds delicious. I'm ready to cook.
Great. So, first part of any mac and cheese, we want to make sure that we're making the sauce. And the key to making a really good sauce is you have to start with something called a roux. Okay, so let's start with our roux. We need a 1/4 cup of unsalted butter. And we're going to get that into a pan that's heated over, say, medium heat. And we're just going to let that melt and get nice and foamy. Beautiful. Once the butter melts, we're going to go in with our 3 tablespoons of flour. We want to cook it out, and the only way to do that is to stir and be patient and let it kind of happen in the pan. So while we do that, I wanted to tell you a little bit about why I chose this recipe for you. The scene in, I can't remember what chapter it was, but maybe it was chapter 8, when Wes goes over to Adam's house for dinner, and Adam was just not having the best day and served him gloopy mac and cheese. Instantly,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, no. I know a lot of readers will be kind of in the same position as Adam, and I wanted to stave that off and give everybody a great recipe to kind of rely on. So my roux is at a great point now. I want to add the milk. I heard that you like to meander about other cities, which sounds kind of like the way that I like to travel too. So I'm wondering, what's the criteria for a city that you like to visit? Like, what do you look for? Is it the architecture, the food?
Yeah, definitely all of the above. I love to discover things as I wander. I think it's so delightful to find things in cities that you never expected to come across. And I really love that feeling of a city that feels like it's expanding as you walk through it, kind of like a flaneur style, where you go to one neighborhood one day and you just explore every little bit of it. The cities that I enjoyed the most, I think, was Prague, because it's on multiple different layers or levels, and just being able to walk through the city and see places that have been around for hundreds and hundreds of years is like intoxicating to me.
And I really loved reading this book, The Lights on Knockbridge Lane. So sweet.
Oh,
What was the inspiration for this one?
Oh, well, that's so kind of you to say. I had never written a single dad or like a parent story at all before. But my sister and her wife had a baby a little over 2 years ago. And so I've had my first like child experience, being an aunt. And I was so taken with the idea, like, I'm not really a kid person, but there's something about the childish view of the world where they haven't yet been taught that the things that they want or don't want are wrong. And it really made me want to write a story about 2 people who have been so trained out of their own desires that they don't know how to connect with them anymore. And that this kid character of Gus could show them how to reconnect with their urges, their desires, their things that they don't want. And so that was kind of the impetus behind the story, was how could I have this child character who actually like was better at a lot of stuff emotionally than the adults
That
were.
was exactly what I wanted to ask you about, because Gus was actually my favorite character, and I found her to be so emotionally intelligent. I was like, why couldn't I be like that at 8 years old? I was really jealous. Really jealous. So you did such a good job with that.
Oh, thank you.
Here's how you know if your sauce is ready. You put your wooden spoon, you dip it into the sauce, And when you pull it out, if you can carefully, without burning yourself, drag a finger down the back of the spoon, and that little line you make doesn't collapse into itself.
Ooh, that's such a great tip. I never knew that.
That's something called, that's another French term. It's called cuit à la nappe. And that's a tip for if you're making a custard or anything like that, this is how you know it's done.
I love that.
So now we turn off the heat, and now we're gonna take this bechamel sauce and we're gonna turn it into a mornay. Let's add our cheeses. We're gonna go in with the Gruyere and the cheddar, and all we have to do is let it melt. And then we'll add a couple more yummy things to this sauce. So let's also go in with that little bit of yellow mustard. We need about a teaspoon, but I'm like you today. I'm not really gonna measure. We're just gonna put a little bit on the spoon and get it in there. In any cream sauce that you're making, it's always a good idea to put a little pinch of nutmeg. It's just like a little certain flavor, je ne sais quoi. All right, our beautiful cheese sauce is ready. My water's boiling, and now we're just gonna throw the macaroni in. Before we do that though, let's salt our water. Rowan, while we wait, why don't we make our topping?
Okay.
Because I do like a crunchy topping on a baked mac and cheese, no?
Yes.
Yes.
So good.
So we've got a nice amount of Parmesan cheese that we finely grated. It's about a cup. And we want to put the same amount of panko crumbs. And then we also want some cracked black pepper. Now this is the opportunity for a freshly cracked black pepper. You just add as much black pepper as you like. So that's ready to go. Perfect. Okay, I'm just gonna throw my pasta into the water now. Rowan, for me, when I'm in the kitchen developing recipes, doing my thing, there's like certain types of shows I like to have in the background and like certain types of music. I heard that you're into torch songs, which I had to Google. Apparently it is songs about unrequited love or love lost. Mm-hmm. And I also heard that you're into melodic death metal, which is the same as my brother-in-law actually, so I'm familiar.
Oh, cool.
How do you set the tone though for when you're writing? Like how do you set the stage to write a great story?
Yeah, I love that question because I really have a different soundtrack in my mind for every book that I write. And usually what I'll do is make some kind of Spotify playlist or YouTube playlist that fits with the mood that I'm trying to cultivate in the book.
Okay, so let's add most of the macaroni to the cheese sauce and stir. So this is my tip for making sure that I have a nice creamy mac. I don't add all of the macaroni, no matter what the recipe says, because sometimes things are a little off, you know, and you can always add, but you can't take away. And if you add too much macaroni, you're gonna take away that ooey gooey factor.
Yeah.
And there's no point in losing that. And then it goes into the pan. We're gonna top it with the yummy panko and Parmesan, and it goes into the oven for just about 10 minutes. Okay. And then we're gonna broil. Let's top it with our Parmesan panko mixture. Get it all over top. Don't be shy. All set? Topped with your panko and your Parmesan?
Yes, and I can't believe I have to wait to stick my face in this. It looks so good.
So let's get it in.
Okay.
The main thing is that we just need it to kind of start bubbling up together. So we've got our mac in the oven. It's gonna bake for about 5 to 10 minutes in the center of the oven. And then afterwards, we're gonna turn on the broiler, put the oven rack at the second from the top. I'm sure you already have it set there. And we're gonna just help to get the top nice and golden brown.
Oh. Delicious.
Rowan, that looks incredible.
Oh, thank you so much. I cannot wait to taste it.
Shall we?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's. Make sure you get a crispy bit from the top too, eh?
Definitely. I wish we could clink forks.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Mm.
Well, Rowan,
It's
I
so
hope
good.
that you add this recipe to your repertoire of maybe not so elaborate, but still elaborately delicious meals.
I definitely will. It's so delicious.
Perfect. Well, while I take another bite, why don't you tell us what you have going on right now and what we can expect coming up?
Yeah, so I just finished writing the fourth book in the Garnet Run series, the sequel to the Lights on Knockbridge Lane, and it's actually a Halloween book, so it will be out next September. And I have my first rom-com also coming out next September called The Holiday Trap. So it's like a holiday house swap rom-com for the holidays.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to read that.
Oh, thanks.
Roan, it's been such a pleasure playing in the kitchen with you. You are such a treat. Thank you for the company today.
Thank you so much, Camille. It's been a true delight.
I'd like to thank today's guest, Roan Parrish, who did such a great version of my ultimate baked mac and cheese. She is a total rock star in the kitchen. Don't forget to check out her latest title, The Lights on Knockbridge Lane, available everywhere. And for my ultimate baked mac and cheese recipe and much more, just click the link below. And if you like the video, hit the like button, share, subscribe, and stay tuned for lots more episodes. If you make this baked mac and cheese, be sure to take a photo, post it on Instagram, and tag me at Cammy Cooks because I love to see what you all create. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.